Hi, today I'll build on a topic from my prior video about parallel mixing. I mentioned there that one of the 4 reasons for parallel mixing was if you wanted to have wet-dry routing. Wet-dry routing is based on the same idea as parallel mixing in that you can have more flexibility to control the balance of dry and affected sound. But instead of the dry and affected sounds merging back into one main mix coming off the pedal board, the 2 signals are sent out independently to different amps or different channels. This puts the same kind of flexibility that you can have with parallel mixing into the hands of the mixing engineer to help with front of house mixes, monitor mixes for you and the rest of your band, or studio recordings. For studio recordings, it allows you to record your pedal board effects and still adjust them later in the mixdown, or even discard them entirely. That's extremely valuable when you'd like to try doing takes with your guitar effects, but you don't want to commit to using them all or decide how they'll be mixed too early in the process. I've done this all within the same parallel mixing box that I used before, though I could have simply captured the dry signal by adding an active splitter, and then left this box dedicated to just the effect signals. The only change in the configuration of this unit from the parallel mixing examples is that channel 1 is now engaged, and a patch cable is used with the send out from channel 1. The return volume on channel 1 is also all the way down, so instead of the dry signal going along with the effect signals on the main output, the dry signal is just being sent by itself to an amp or mixer channel. In this recorded example of only the dry sound, I've panned it a bit to the right. Now what's on the main out is only the delay and reverb, and that's sent to another amp or mixer channel. In this sample, I've panned that a bit to the left. So when the 2 channels are brought together by the mixing engineer, they can still make a lot of mixing choices with the level, panning, and EQ of each channel separately. That's great, but what if you set this up on your pedal board and then you go to a gig that offers only 1 amp or 1 channel for your guitar? You can always use a summing or merge box to add the 2 signals back together into one output, or what I can do with this unit is just increase the return volume of channel 1. One of its features sends channel 1 directly into the main output when there's no return connected. I can also bypass channel 1 if I've used the clean setting for its bypass behavior. When I do either of these things, it's pretty much the same thing I had going before with parallel mixing. If you're going to try and do this for the first time, I should point out that you could run into problems with ground loops and noise. The potential for that increases whenever you connect equipment to 2 different audio signal paths. If this happens, sometimes the devices have ground lifts that you can engage, or you can add either a ground lift or an isolation transformer to one of the audio signal paths. It really is a great way to do live mixing for guitar. Nothing's really worse generally for a guitar mix than having effects washing out the dry sound, or muddying up the band's overall sound. When the mixing engineer can make adjustments to the effect channel only for the front of house mix, they can fix problems in the sound without even involving the guitar player. However, it does add complexity, and you may find it completely unnecessary for the kind of guitar mix your band uses. Also, if you want to use stereo guitar effects, what's known as wet, dry, wet, then complexity goes up, requiring more specialized routing gear, more interconnections, and more channels.